day I made a response to Apple World when I talked about reasons why you should consider an iPhone 10 instead of an iPhone 10R in 2019. And a lot of you guys did not send me a lot of hate threats on that, so thank you. And a lot of you actually agreed with me. So I was thinking about another thing I could make, and I was just coming up with some ideas, and I thought, you know what, let me give you guys 5 reasons why I think personally you should consider purchasing a smartwatch. Now, before we start this video, I just want to disclaim this right now. This video is not directed towards Apple or Android. It's not for either or. This is for both parties. I don't care if you have any phone. I don't care if you have an iPhone or an Android. This video is for everybody that has a smartphone and is looking for ways to improve battery life, to not use their phone all the time, and also it needs a lot of help, I guess, with your everyday, I assume. So this video is for everybody with a smartphone. It doesn't matter which operating system you're using, it doesn't matter which brand, this is for everybody. So don't be writing in the comments, yo, you're favoring Apple or you're favoring Android. This is for everybody. This isn't just for Apple or them. This is for both parties. So with that out of the way, let's get this video started. Hey, what is up everybody? Michael here. Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at 5 reasons why you should consider buying a smartwatch. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, this is for everybody. This is not for Apple users or for Android users only. This is for every user that has a smartphone, period. So let's get into the first reason why I believe you should own a smartwatch. And the first reason you should consider it, I shouldn't say you should definitely go out there and spend it, you should consider it. First reason, monitoring your health. Now, health is #1 crucial key parts to everyday use of a smartwatch. A smartwatch, when you use it, automatically tracks how many steps you take, how much calories you burn, and it tracks your heart rate. And now with the EKG feature introduced by Apple and other companies adapting to it, it makes so much more advancements to helping you stay healthy, wanting to work out, giving you reasons to work out, and most of all, just keeping your health intact. I'm a true believer when it comes to health and safety. Now, your smartphone can do the job just as well, but when you have something that's on your wrist and you can be able to track it, and that goes for not just the Apple Watch with the EKG, but you've got the Samsung Watch, you've got Google's own that they're supposedly going to release, and then you've got other party makers like Fossil, other companies. So that is the first reason why I say you should consider buying it, is health. With health being a #1 feature in today's day and age, I think that this would be a sensible purchase if you are either an athlete, if you are somebody that works out like me, that needs to track how much exercise reps you do, if you're just wanting to monitor yourself, or if you're also looking for something that you can swim in, because there are some smartwatches that are good for swimming. This also, again, Fitbit, other companies, just saying that out there. Second reason, provided security. Now, what does that mean? When you are lost with your watch in your hand, for example, like let's say the watch is built in with a GPS style. So even though you will need your phone unless you do decide to get a cellular version of a smartwatch, which means that will be your phone and your smartwatch, but I really don't see why you would want that. But I understand there is a market for people that want to leave their phone at home and just use that all day. That is completely fine. But let's say you get one with a GPS. That GPS will be able to track you and help you find yourself out of unknown territory. So when I was going home from college, I didn't even know what road to take. I pulled up on my Apple Watch, and this goes for every smartwatch. They have maps, Google Maps, Waze, other things. Now obviously with Apple it's a little different because they're a little more closed and they use their stuff, but with any smartwatch, depending on the brand and operating on who's using what, with watchOS or anything like that, with Android base, there is always a map navigation that can help you get out of a sticky situation as long as that watch is connected to your device. Now, as I'm going back to my example, I didn't know how to get out of school, and when I pulled up on my watch my address, I didn't even need to use my phone. My watch was showing me where to go, I was able to get out, and I beat traffic by like 20 minutes. So the provided security is great. And on top of that, it also helps you monitor. So let's say you have more than one person and you want to keep track. The smartwatch will also help keep track of family members and friends. But I mean, that's if you're really a stalker. But that's number 2. Number 3, notifications. Now, this is crucial. A lot of people always look at their phone, always take out their phone at the worst time to look at notifications. Being one of those people, I hated that because my phone would be constantly bzz, bzz. Obviously it doesn't go bzz, bzz anymore with the 3D touch in the iPhone. But the idea that I have to keep glancing at the phone is really an inconvenience because I have to take it out and then I'll get yelled at by the professor or my teachers. So with the smartwatch, the notifications go straight away. Some notifications you can act on right on the watch, some you'll have to do on the phone, but you can get your notifications without having to pick up your phone. And depending on which smartwatch you get, you can answer your calls, go straight to voicemail, you can talk on the watch. And the cool thing about it is that even if you're not near your phone, you put it down but you're in another room, you can still get all your notifications and you can get your phone calls sent to the watch. So I like that a lot. So that's a good feature for me because let's say I put my phone down, and I probably want to go somewhere else. So I take my watch, I go to the basement like here, leave my phone upstairs, and if I'm working or doing something and I get a phone call, it'll go to the watch. And my notifications for Snapchat, Insta, Twitter, everything, YouTube. So, and even messages. I forgot to bring that up. If you want to message somebody, you can even message on it too. So the possibilities of your notifications and stuff is also something why you should consider. It takes less time off for you using your phone. And that is a key thing because there is a problem right now. People just cannot get off their phones. And I think that has to do with just the addiction that people have with needing to use their phone. So getting a smartwatch can help improve your less need of wanting to use your smartphone. Obviously you're going to use it, but if you try a smartwatch, it helps you to use it less. Because with me, I use it to listen to my music, I message my friends, I call my friends, and sometimes I use the walkie-talkie feature. But the main thing is it gets me off my phone for certain necessities that I don't necessarily need to use the phone for all the time. So that's number 3. Number 4, your phone's battery will last substantially longer. Now, if you have a smartphone, generally batteries don't last as long. Now, if you're somebody like me that purchases a battery pack that needs it, then that's different. But with a smartwatch, even though it's connected by Bluetooth, it acts as its own device, getting all your stuff sent to the watch and everything. So the watch also becomes its own device, taking less stress off your phone. So like I said, if you're overcharging and heavy uses, it can take a lot of strain on your phone. So with a smartwatch, you're saving yourself extra dollars from having to buy more accessories because the smartwatch will take over and obviously your phone will die eventually, but it takes a lot of stress off of the phone by sending notifications, phone calls, and other things. So that's number 4. And finally, number 5, the most important thing is you get to keep up to date. What does that mean? Now, considering that smartwatches is great, let's say you want to have a collection going. Look at Apple, Samsung, Sony, Motorola, and LG. All of them have come out with many different versions of smartwatches. Apple's most notably is Series 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there are 5 different versions of the Apple Watch, and if you've collected them over the years, that's a nice collection. So you could be up to date with technology, not only just in a watch, but also in your life. Because when you keep up to date with technologies, you're able to keep it up to date with everything. So for example, when I bought the iPhone 10, I didn't buy the Series 3 watch right away. I waited a year later, I didn't get a new phone, I stuck with that, but this watch and that phone are 1 year together because they were both released at the same time. Not exactly, but they were around the same time. So when it's time for me to upgrade my devices, I can do them at the same time if I want to get a new Apple Watch and a new smartphone because they're both a year together. So that makes it much easier with keeping up to date, and also if you have the money to dish out. Now, depending on who you buy from, most smartwatches are generally reasonably priced. Apple's, you can make the argument, but any other company, just any company, period, a smartwatch is generally priced right about the same and pretty evenly priced. Depends on if you believe that or not. But those are my 5 reasons why I think you can do that. Like, honestly, my final thoughts is this. A smartwatch adds a lot of value to your overall use of your everyday life. It doesn't replace your smartphone 100%, but it can perform enough to reduce your needs of a smartphone throughout the day. You get your updates, you don't miss anything, you get to keep track of your diets, exercise, keeping healthy. You get also your battery life that preserves so much that you need. And on top of that, the technology with watches in general, they keep advancing, so keeping up to date with them is always a nice thing. Those are my 5 reasons why I would tell you to consider getting a smartwatch. Now again, you don't have to buy it right away. They're always making new ones. But again, if you are a user that uses a smartphone and you need something to take a little strain off your phone and you need something that's an accessory, I'd pick up a smartwatch. You could be surprised. I didn't really think I would need a smartwatch until I bought this bad boy, and I gotta tell you, it's done a hella job. I don't even use my phone anymore when I text. I just tell this thing. Most of my commands for the smart house I use because it's always on my wrist. And if I'm being honest, a smartwatch adds a lot of value. Now, if you don't think you need it, that is completely fine, and you don't have to take what I said, but these are just my reasons why. Because again, I may give you 100 reasons, but if you have one reason that's better than mine, then that's yours. That is your reason. I can't touch it. So that's all I have to say about that. But thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, give me a comment, and subscribe. Let me know what brand phone you use. Do you use anything? I will definitely keep you guys up to date with all the news and tech. But I'm going to be a little slow this week because I have some things coming up. So that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and peace.
It ain't my fault.